Hey everyone, so this is my next album. I'm going to try and do it all in one because it is a bigger album. It's a 12 by 12 one, but I'm going to attempt to do it all in one video. This is for when I worked in Sicily. I worked there for 3 months over April, May, June and a bit of July. So I got to see a lot of the island. I really loved it. It was my first time to Italy. And yeah, this is my album. So the first page, as I normally do, I kept it quite simple, but I always got my postcard. I got a few bits from the brochure, and then just a title of Sicily and when we were there. And then this is just my badge that I had when I worked. So this is just our journey to Sicily. So at the top there, that's our plane ticket to Naples from Gatwick. But then we had to get a train down to Sicily. So it was a real adventure. I loved it. It was quite a long journey, but there's 4 of us, so it wasn't lonely. But basically, these pictures here, this is the train that we were going down on. But to cross the mainland over to the island, you had to get on a boat, but the train got on the boat. So this is the boat here, and then this train would sit on tracks on the boat, and then this gate would go down, and then the train would go onto the island, which I thought was amazing. I've never seen that done before. And then this is about where we lived for those months. So we lived in the beach level of Taormina Mare, I think it's called. And it was lovely. We lived in this building here. We lived at the top one. We got this view every single day, which was lovely. A beautiful view to have. And we lived next to a really lovely family that owned the Villa Moschella. And they were really lovely. They used to invite us in for tea and they let us use their Wi-Fi and everything. So it was really nice. This is just a page because I wanted to use this map. This map basically explains Taormina, which is where we spent the summer. So I basically just did like each section just explains like key points of where we like to go or where we went. So that's what I did. You can sort of see the lines for each section, but we spent a lot of time in Taormina. We did so much on our days off. We tried to do as much as we could to make the most of it. This is just more about the beach area of Taormina. So this is like our little neighbourhood. So this is called the Isola Bella Island. Really pretty island. You can't go onto it completely because it's a museum. But on the beach level you can go there and it's free to sit and bathe there. But it was really beautiful. We went down a few times to get some photos and things. And this is just some more photos of around the area. So this is just a nice building that we had around us. And then this is a picture of Mount Etna, the volcano in the background. That's just me and Joe there. These are a few business cards that I picked up. So this is a restaurant that we went to a few times. The doctor that was helping us if we ever need anything, he was really helpful because I did actually get ill. And then this is a bakery that we went to. They had the really good cannolos and donuts and ice creams and all sorts there. And this is just a parking ticket. It's not a fine, it's just a ticket. So to go up to the main sort of strip of Taormina, you had to get the cable car. You could drive, but there's no parking, and you could walk, but it would take you hours and it'd be knackering. So the best way was a cable car. So it was these little pods that would take you up. It was only a couple-minute journey, but I kept all our tickets, and and we used it a couple of times. It's a really lovely view to get up there, but it does get really crowded in the summer because people used it from to get from the city to the beach or the beach to the city, so it was constantly in use. And then when you got up to the city, it was like almost like a street, one street that sort of led to everything, called the Corso Umberto, and it had everything on it. It was typical Italy and I loved it. So these are like the masks that I saw on the shops. This is a bus timetable. We never actually got the bus, but it was a bus timetable I used to give to all the guests. And then this is just a cute little moped that I saw. So this is going down the Corso Umberto. So got the really pretty handmade sort of souvenir shops. So you could pick up all sorts of, you know, dried fruits, vegetables, sweets, everything basically. And then this is just a bag that I cut up. I really liked it, so I cut it up and stuck it in. This is the 9th of April square, which is like where everything sort of happens. There's events, weddings, people, you know, street artists, things like that. But it was lovely to go there. It had a nice viewpoint. You could see like the sea and things. But in the middle, that's just our main restaurant we used to go to. We used to go here probably 3-4 times a week because they were so lovely. They actually let us eat for free, and we held our meetings there for the customers and stuff. So it was really nice, and they're really friendly. And this is just some more photos of Taormina. So it's just some nice stair tiles that I liked. That says I love Taormina. Some pretty buildings, views, and this was nice because it was like people painting, and they put it all the streets things. And then this is another restaurant we went to, really pretty. It was like basically in someone's garden, but it was lovely, quite posh. And then we went to the Italian opera. We've never been to an opera. I've never had the interest in it, but it was really nice to go to. So this is just a leaflet for it, and then this is the I don't know what you'd call it, program of what was going on. Again, I've never heard of them or anything like that, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. This is one of my favourite places in Taormina. This is the public gardens. They're completely free of charge, and they're not overly big, but they're just so stunning. They had so much going on there, all different types of flowers, plants, trees, everything. And we like to go through there to have a wander. So that's like the viewpoint from them. You can see the sea and things, and that's just me. And then they had a few statues and war memorials in the gardens as well. But this is like my favourite part. These had like, they're almost like stone tree houses all in the gardens, and we got lots of weddings and things that took place there because it was so picturesque. Yeah, no, it was stunning. And then this is just some bits and pieces. So this is the two girls that I worked with, Fiona and Sheridan. This is us having a drink in Morgana's bar, which was a really nice bar. And then this is just an odd picture that I took of one of the monuments there. This here, this was going down Taormina, sort of Corso Umberto street. This woman was making like cushions and things like that, and she was embroidering people's names, so that's actually like proper embroidered there. But she did it for free, just gave it to me, so I just kept it. And yeah, I've got into the scrapbook. So this is about the Greek theatre that we had in Taormina. You could go in just to go and see it because obviously it's quite famous. So that's just a leaflet of it there, and this is me with it. You can see Mount Etna just in the background there. And then we actually went to the film festival, which was held in the Greek theatre. So these are our tickets to the film festival, and this is just our ticket to get into the actual Greek theatre itself. So yeah, that's just a picture of Mount Etna in the background, and this is just me and Joe at the Greek theatre. This is when we went up to Castelmolla. Castelmolla is just above Taormina, but again you have to drive. There's a couple of buses an hour to go, but the reason why we went was because we really wanted to go to this bar. It's called Bar Turisi. It's a bit rude because everything is shaped like a willy, basically. So it is funny because everything you're looking at you don't even realise until, you know, you're eating with it like a knife and fork shaped like that and things like that. So it's a really good, but Castelmolla is a bit more typical Greece because it's not as touristy. So the nice little Fiat cars and things, but that's just a picture of me and Joe. Some a ceramic piece, I think. We have a flower pot and things, and this is just a business card and napkin from that bar. I got paint on it. I don't know how I got that most. But then another part of Sicily is Giardini Naxos, which is actually the beach, sort of the main beach area. Taormina beach is very pebbly, it hasn't got much sand, and it's quite small. So people that want to go to the beach, you go to Giardini. So that's just me and Joe on the beach there. And then we went for a random little drive to this castle that was right on a hill. You had to get like some lift, like really long lift to get to the top of it, but we thought we'd go. But we were the only people there basically, apart from when these loads of school kids came along. We tend to go for a lot of road trips because we had a day off a week and things like that. We want to make the most of it, so we went on a road trip and went to go and see a few little towns that weren't touristy, which was nice. And then one of the most famous things, I'm trying to get it both, is the Alicante Gorge, which is beautiful. You can either go right down to the gorge or you can go to the top and have a look down. But when we went first time, it wasn't the summer, so it wasn't filled with water, basically. So we could actually go right down, and that's the view from the top there. And then this is more into the summer where it's actually filled with water. This water is ice cold. I've never ever had water so cold in my life. But this is just a map of the gorge. So it tells you where you need to go and what you can do there. And this is just some information about all the different points. This is our receipt to get in. And then this is just some of the rock formations there, which I thought was really pretty. This is when me and Sheridan went to it in midsummer. We actually tried to walk down it. It's really uneven and it's so cold, my feet were numb. Even though it was like 30 degrees outside, it was just so cold. But that's us walking through the gorge. And then me and Joe decided to do the cooking class because it was one of the excursions there. Joe was a little bit hungover on this day, but it was still really good. This is the leaflet for it, and that's just a receipt for where we went for lunch afterwards. But we actually went, throughout the tour, we actually went shopping for like the meat and fish and vegetables and things. So I took some pictures of the market there. And then this is me and Joe actually cooking, which was nice because we had these really keen American people with us. And they were taking photos of us and offering to do all this thing, so it was nice. We were the youngest people there, but it was really worth going. And this is just two business cards of the place that we did it, the Tuna Hotel. And then this is actually Joe making his pasta. So he's rolling it to get obviously the pasta shapes. This is what the pasta was beforehand, and then this is what it turned into. So, and then this is a certificate that we got for completing it, which I thought was quite cute. So this was another excursion we went to, and it was Syracuse, which is meant to be one of the most historic places in Sicily. It was really nice. It's about an hour's ride away from Taormina, but we went to the archaeological site first, which has the largest Greek theatre in Sicily. So we went here. This is called the Ear, because it's shaped like an ear. It's got really good acoustics in it. So if you sang in things, it really echoed. This is just a map of Syracuse, and this is just the entrance ticket to get into the archaeological site. And then this is the actual town of Syracuse. It's lovely. It's really Baroque, Spanish, Italian sort of theme. It's really nice. It looked like typical Italian, with like the mopeds outside the little buildings and the lights and everything. It was really pretty, but it was so hot. And this is just some more pictures. This is the blood oranges of Sicily. They're very famous for the blood oranges. They're really nice. And also the ice cream there was amazing. And then this is when we went over to Ortasia. Ortasia is another little island off the coast of Syracuse. You have to cross the bridge, which is what this bridge here is. But this reminded me of Venice. I've never been to Venice, but this is what I imagine Venice is like. But I like this picture of like the flag and the buildings and things. And then we went over to the islands of the Aeolian Islands, which have all these different islands here. I actually drew this because I thought it was cute. So these are all the different islands of the Aeolians, and we went to Lipari and Vulcano. So this is Lipari. It was about an hour ride from Taormina, but we actually went from Messina from when they went. So this is what we went on, like a catamaran sort of thing, and this is when we arrived into Lipari. It's a little bit cloudy, but it was the start of season, so that's the reason why it's a little bit cloudy. But yeah, it was really nice towns, a bit more typical Italian rather than quite touristy. And we went to another Greek theatre. They like their theatres. But this is just a map of Lipari town, and that's just a map of Lipari as an island. And then this is just some pictures that we took on our walk around and what they sold. They sold a lot of like volcanic rock and things like that, because that's obviously what they're famous for. And then Volcano was the other island we went to. Volcano stunk because it had all the sulphur baths. We didn't go in because we didn't want to stink of sulphur. And also it wasn't that warm, but I would definitely, if I was to go again, I would try it, but it stunk. It absolutely stunk. The whole island stunk. But that's just a map of it there. And these are just some signs. So it says avoid to breathe the gases coming out from the fume rolls because they may harm you, which is a bit worrying. And then obviously this one, it says wash off the mud in the mud bath, don't take the mud into the sea. So it's just a few signs. And then this is a business card of where we went for food. We went to a pizzeria, but it was really off-putting because we were trying to eat and it just stunk of eggs the whole time, like rotten eggs. Another excursion that we went to, or did, was actually one of my favourites. It's all about the Godfather, because obviously that's where they filmed it, and that's, you know, they were Sicilian and things, so of course you've got to do an excursion about it. But we went to the little village that it was filmed at, the Vitelli bar. We had like a granola outside of it, and it was really cool. And I just stuck the little Godfather icon down there. And then this is inside the bar. They had loads like scenes from The Godfather. I'd never actually seen it, so Joe made me watch it when we got back. But this is a granita. Did I say granola earlier? I'm not sure, but I meant granita. This is a granita that we had. It was lovely. I love granitas. They have it for breakfast because it's a bit sweet, but it's also quite filling. And then this is cool. This is like a cutout, but it was all mirrored, so you could still see. So it was really cool. And this is just some pictures of the town, well, the village that we went to. It was really nice, sort of countryside Italian. And this is just a little cat, which I thought was cute. And there's just some more pictures. And then this is another bag that I cut out and put in. And then this is just me with the lights and another church that we went to. And then the second village we went to was the Forza di Aglo, which has almost as well scenes from The Godfather, but had a lot of like the churches and things that they went to. This is just 2 business cards from the place that we had lunch. Again, was really nice. It was like the pizzeria. And then this is just some more pictures of the village and the viewpoints. And again, another bag that I cut up, which has a map of Sicily. And then one of the longest days that we had in Sicily was to the town village area of Agrigento, which has got the best, most what's the word? It is the best looking, is that, I don't know what to say, the best looking temples outside of Greece, and they haven't been restored. So this is like, basically these are as they were. So this is where we went. So this is like Temple of Juno here. This is just me outside the columns, and then this is the almost like Acropolis of there. But this is the ticket that we got when we got into there, and then that's it. That's the Temple Concordia, that one, and this is Temple Concord from the other side. But there was this massive Iron Man thing there that we got some photos in front of, and then yeah, it was amazing. It took about 3 hours to get there though, and so it was there and back, but it was worth it because they were amazing. I've never seen them like that. And then the afternoon we went to the Piazza Armerina, which is like the mosaics. Again, I've never seen anything like this, so it's completely different. But this is our ticket to get in, and this is like the buildings that they held the mosaics. They're all on the floor, but they're amazing. They're still in exactly the right positions. They've never been moved or anything like that, so it was stunning. If you're into history and things like that, then definitely go, because it was really interesting. And then we went up to Mount Etna. Now, Mount Etna was the most popular excursion. Most people wanted to go to Sicily to see Mount Etna because it's still an active volcano. But we did a few trips up there, but one of them we went via a honey factory. So this is like the menu from the honey factory, and this is just some pictures. So that's like the machine that they use, and then this is all the different type of honeys that they use there. They had like all the beehives and everything. But once we went there, we then actually went to Mount Etna. Mount Etna has like 2 levels that you can go to if you wanted just to stay and have a look at it, but you didn't want to go right to the top, like, because it did involve a cable car. You can stay at like the base levels. This is the base level here. I've just used some alpha stickers to put Mount Etna there. And yeah, it got you some really good views of Mount Etna, but it seems so weird that we'd come from like 25-30 degree heat and now we're in snow levels, so we had to, like, no guests had any coats or boots or anything with them in the summer, so they had to like hire them. But here's just some cutouts that I got of like what Mount Etna actually is, and then here, these two, this is like out of a newspaper, because it did actually explode when we were there and we saw all it coming down the mountains and the smoke and things, so I thought that was quite cool. So if you wanted to go to the top, you had to go on this cable car, and it took you right up. It wasn't high, but it was quite a long journey, for about 15 minutes. This is a bag that I got from where we had lunch. I bought a magnet, and then this is the place that we had lunch. It just gives a little, it's all in Italian, but it gives you a little idea of Mount Etna. And then to get to the base of, to get to the rim of Mount Etna, you had to get in these big, like, trucks. They were massive, absolutely huge. You had to get in those to drive you along through the snow and ice, and then you could start walking. But this is our ticket for our guide that took us around. And this is us up to the next to the ice walls, which were massive. And this is us walking around the rim. So this is what the snow was like, and this is like the ice walls and things. But it was amazing to sit down on the actual volcano rim, because it was warm, even though it was freezing. It was warm to sit down because obviously the lava inside was heating it up. So it was a proper experience, really. This is just an attention sign. And then this is us all there when we're doing the excursion. This is me and Joe just sitting at the top, and just some more pictures of us of the volcano. We did actually do the Etna sunset excursion as well, which wasn't as good because we didn't actually get to see the sunset, but it was good to go up a different side, because you can go up different parts of the volcano. So this one we actually went on a different side. It's a bit more green this side, but all this is lava. This black here, this is lava that's come down from Mount Etna, and this is when it had sort of just gone off, because you can see all the smoke coming out of it. We went for this walk around the rim, and it was so windy. I generally thought we were going to get blown over. It was so windy. And then this is just some pictures that we got. This is actually outside of the van that we were driving up in. It's just basically in the clouds. And then on our last day off, we actually went to Etnaland, which is like a theme park, water park. And this is just the map of it there. And this is just some pictures. So that's us standing outside Etnaland, our tickets. And in the background, it's just the part of the leaflet. And then this is me and Joe on one of the rides. And then down here is where we used to spend a lot of our days off, which was the Lido Tropicana. This is us in the water, and it's just a business card. The Lido Tropicana that we used to spend there. And yeah, and that is Sicily. So yeah, we did a lot of excursions, we did a lot of things because we were there for a long period of time. But that was our last season abroad, so we no longer worked abroad after this one. We decided to settle down, come home and just go on holiday rather than work abroad. So, and you'll see in my next videos how much I get into scrapbooking, because I've got so much more time then. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and my next one will be Malta. Malta, brilliant. Okay, thank you.